Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about 5 things you should know about home insurance when you're looking to buy a house. So the first one, make sure you've got enough coverage on the home. According to Fortune.com, 75% of homes are underinsured. So you really want to make sure you've got the correct rebuild cost. Some agents will lower things to try and get the sale, where you really want to make sure you've got enough coverage on the home. And so there are replacement cost tools out there that will use today's building material costs, labor costs, which will give you an accurate number, but make sure you've got enough coverage on the home.
The second thing is to know your deductible. That's a big thing I see. People call for quotes and they say, well, I had a claim with my insurance company, I didn't know what my deductible was. Some companies do percentage deductibles, so if you have a rebuild cost of $500,000 for your home, you're going to have a $5,000 deductible. So just know what your deductible is. Some companies have made changes in the past couple years where they do minimum wind hail deductibles, so you may have a different deductible for that, and then also earthquake coverage. That's always a percentage deductible, and that can range with companies anywhere from 5% to 20 or 25%, and that's a percentage of your dwelling. So just being aware of what your deductibles are, that way you can make sure you have that money set aside if you do have a claim.
Yeah, and along those same lines, the third thing is to know what type of coverage you have on your roof. With all the storms we've been having coming through, there are companies that have gotten creative. So you'll see a flat deductible, and then you'll see on the roof they'll have replacement cost, or you may see actual cash value. Once you get into actual cash value, is it actual cash value just on the material? Is it actual cash value on the labor as well? This can be thousands of dollars difference whenever it comes down to a claim, and you may see a little bit different on price, but you want to make sure you know what you've got. Not saying one is better than the other. I like replacement costs, but if you got ACV, just know how that's going to pay out.
The fourth thing is knowing what type of policy you have for your home, for the dwelling coverage. So do you have replacement cost? Do you have extended replacement cost? Or do you have guaranteed replacement cost? Or do you have actual cash value? So replacement cost means that the company will pay out the amount listed on the policy for your dwelling coverage. Extended dwelling coverage is probably the most common that I see. You get an extra 20 or 25, sometimes 50% of your dwelling amount. So it gives you a little bit of cushion there that if you had a total loss, you'd have some extra money there if it did cost more than what is covered on the policy. And then guaranteed replacement cost. Companies will guarantee they'll rebuild your home no matter the cost. Now that is as long as the dwelling coverage is correct on your policy. So you want to make sure that the agent knows the square footage and all of that, and they filled out the replacement cost estimator correctly. That way the guaranteed replacement cost can be offered. And then the last one, actual cash value. They would depreciate the value of your home if you had a loss. So you may not be able to rebuild it as it is. You may just get the value of it, or the market value at that point.
Yep, and the fifth thing that you want to make sure is if you live in an area that you may need a special coverage. And what I mean by that is if you live in a flood zone, you might need flood insurance, which doesn't typically come on a home policy. Or if you need mine subsidence coverage. Mine subsidence is where they had old mines 100 years ago or 50 years ago that it's below the earth, and where that could break down and cause your house to sink in. So know if you're in an area, that's something you can talk to your insurance agent, talk to your realtor. They can kind of help navigate whether you need special coverage, but make sure if you need one of those coverages, you do get that put on the policy. And that's what we got for you today. Feel free to check out our channel for other great videos.